So when I first considered doing this Ignite talk, the title of my speech was A Kid's Perspective on What a Kid Needs. I was going to talk about what I, a kid, thinks that we should be teaching students while they're building their foundation in school. The more I thought about this title, I realized it didn't really encapsulate what I wanted to say. This title stemmed from when I was in high school, which ended about 3 years ago. I was a student in every club, traveling to competitions, winning first place medals, taking AP classes, challenging myself in honors courses, and also holding a job. Each year I would tack on something else till my schedule was unbelievably stressful, and frequently it required me to stay up till about 3 or 4 a.m. After doing all the right things to get into the right college, I succeeded. However, I failed at receiving the funds necessary to actually be able to attend those schools I wanted to. So after all that work, I still ended up at a community college just right across the street from my high school, UNMLA. I remember sitting in my high school graduation feeling absolutely devastated, embarrassed at where I had ended up. I didn't even want to tell my friends what my future had held. 3 months later, I'm walking into my first day of classes, hating myself because my friends were on opposite coasts and I was not supposed to be there. What I was told, so I did what I thought was best. I did what I was told was the best way to do it. I studied and I applied myself to everything, and I tried to be satisfied with my college experience. However, I was just trying to fit into the expectations just a little more. I continued to try to work towards scholarships, which would allow me to leave town and finally be a success. That was until I was in a student government meeting, and we had just been informed that one of the college professors had been diagnosed with cancer. A GoFundMe had been set up to alleviate some of these treatment costs. I immediately thought that we should try to do something for this professor. She was well known on campus, and she was loved by the students. Why would we not try to do something? After several semesters together, student government had done a lot of event planning. It seemed like this is where it was needed most. However, when I recommended a benefit concert idea to the group, they pushed it to the side. It's not that they thought that it was a bad idea. They thought it was a great idea. It's just that they knew that they could get by in student government with smaller expectations and still achieve. I realized in that moment that this is not who I was, and this is not who I wanted to be. I did not want to be that person that slid by and acted like I was successful. I wanted to be there, and I realized in that moment that it was not important for me to be a part of everything, just to prove that I had done something of value, and to show that I was somebody who should be valued. Needless to say, I quit that club and every club I was part of. I dedicated myself to being the positive vision I wanted to be. Time into that concert than I did in my classes that semester. It became a full-time commitment because I wanted it to. And I decided that I could no longer continue to keep doing the things that everyone else told me to do. I was not going to be told no anymore when I wanted to fit and do something of my own. So I did not accept their no's. And if I had accepted those, I wouldn't have received over 30 donations for businesses for a silent auction, more than 145 generous people in attendance, and raised over $7,000. So at the end of my time at UNMLA, I had failed on the expectations of others, and I had found success on my own. Now I take on more of my own projects because the risk that my vision may not be realized is small in comparison to the risk that I may forget truly who I am. Getting back to original title, A Kid's Perspective on What a Kid Needs. It's not what you want that matters, it's what the kids want and need that's important. Trying to create a future that is perfect for someone else. They are not going to be living it, you are. So we should be ourselves for yourself. Thank you.